Hello and welcome to Math 151 Business Calculus online for the fall 2019 semester. My name is Matt Lathrop. I'll be your instructor this semester. Before we dive into things, I just want to take a little bit of time to orient you to the course a little bit, discuss some things in the syllabus, but then turn you guys loose to go ahead and start working on material. What you're going to see here is the announcements page. That's what you'll see every time you log into MyLabs Plus. So whenever you log in, it's a good idea just to check the announcements, see what's posted here if there's anything new. If for some reason those aren't showing, just click this drop down arrow and you'll see that list of most of the recent announcements, and then click all announcements to see the entire list. Also a good thing to check whenever you log into the course is your overall score, which will be represented over here in the corner. You'll also see a graph just kind of visualizing your progress through the course so far. So this is just a quick and easy way for you to check every time you log in and see what your current grade is in the course. This will be up to date as you complete assignments, as you complete quizzes, things like that. That will be a running tally. After you've read through any of the posted announcements, you'll just want to transition over to the Start Here page. This is where you found this video. After you watch through this one, you'll want to watch the video on how to navigate the course, how to check your progress and get help, and also watch through the campus safety video. Once you've done those, you can go ahead and start diving into the course itself. For now, what we want to talk about is the syllabus for the class. The syllabus starts off with some of my contact information as well as my office hours for the semester. Please feel free to stop in my office hours at any time. I would also recommend that if you have questions, the best way to get a hold of me is most likely going to be through email, just since I'll be in classes at different times during the day, or if you're working on things during the evening and I'm not in my office. Email will be the most efficient way to get in touch with me, and I do make a point of getting back to emails within 24 hours during the week. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer on weekends, but I still try to check and make sure I'm following up with you to get you help with the questions that you're running into. We're going to jump past some of the information in this syllabus and just kind of touch on some of the high points, but I would encourage you to read through the information on your own. In terms of required materials, there are only two things that you need to purchase. Online access to MyLabs Plus. You'll be prompted to either enter or purchase an access code when you open your first homework assignment, or you can purchase that through the bookstore. A graphing calculator is also required. You can use a TI-83 or 84 calculator. There will be certain assignments in this class that you won't be able to use that graphing calculator, but for the majority of the course that's going to be available to you. We're also going to be making use of a website called Wolfram Alpha. It's freely available. You just need an internet-capable device, which you already have if you're using MyLabs Plus. You have the option of purchasing a physical copy of the textbook for this course. It's not required though, as your MyLabs Plus subscription includes access to the e-text. So that's only necessary to buy if you really enjoy reading a physical book versus an electronic edition. If that is the case, I would encourage you to look for probably a past edition. In particular, the 12th edition is almost identical to the 13th edition. They just moved some sections around. We're going to skip ahead again here. Talk a little bit about the use of technology in this course. This course is going to rely very heavily on technology, with most of our assignments being completed through MyLabs Plus, and we'll also be making use of Wolfram Alpha, that website that I mentioned. It's going to be up to you to have a plan in place for what to do if your internet connection goes down, your personal computer breaks down. You need to have some backup plans in place, either to head to a friend or family member's house, to come into Heartland and make use of the computers in the library. But regardless of those technical issues, you're still going to be responsible for meeting deadlines. So be sure to have those plans in place ahead of time so that you don't end up falling behind or missing points. In terms of attendance and participation, while we don't meet face-to-face, the class is still going to have an interactive portion. Discussions will happen not every week, but periodically throughout this semester. Usually those discussions will be focused on study skills, gauging how you're feeling about the course so far, lending assistance to one another, that sort of thing. But those discussions will be mandatory and factored into your overall grade. There are two situations which you could be dropped from this course. If any student who hasn't logged in and completed an assignment prior to the drop date will be dropped from this course. Hopefully that won't apply to you as long as you dive in this week and start knocking out assignments, but just to make everyone aware. It's also possible that you could be withdrawn from this course at midterm if you fail to access the course for 2 weeks without appropriate notice, fail to participate in more than 2 module discussions, and fail to meaningfully attempt at least 70% of the assignments due by midterm. My hope is to not have to withdraw anyone, and as long as you're working on assignments week to week, keeping up with what's due, that shouldn't be a concern. If something does come up and it's going to prevent you from accessing the course for an extended period of time, I would just encourage you to get in touch with me as soon as you can, just so we can discuss what the options are. Homework will be required for every module and completed through MyLabs Plus. There will be a posted deadline for all homework assignments, but homework can be submitted after the due date with a 10% penalty. That means the only reason you're not getting at least a 90% or better on every homework assignment is just because you're not putting in the time to get those taken care of. I would really encourage it. People in this class who submit the homework, get it done on time, really see that reflected in strong exam scores. So get that homework taken care of. There will also be weekly quizzes. Quizzes will cover the types of concepts that you saw in the homework assignments that week. Quizzes do have a hard deadline in the sense that you have to complete the quiz by the due date or you'll receive a 0. However, if you're working on things on time, you will have the opportunity to unlock a second quiz attempt. If you have a 95% or better on all the homework assignments for that module, you'll be able to take a second attempt at that quiz. So, encouraging you to get a high score on those homework assignments and also giving the opportunity to improve a low score on a quiz. There will also be practice quizzes, which you can use to help prepare for these assignments. Quizzes will be taken at home, but I would encourage you to treat these as though you were taking the actual exam. The goal of the homework and quizzes is to prepare you for the exam, so you want to attempt those quizzes without relying on your notes and other resources that you wouldn't have available during the exams. As far as the exams go, there will be 2 portions to every exam, a theory portion and an applications portion. Both portions have to be taken in one of Heartland's testing centers. The theory exams will be a traditional paper-pencil math test. Theoretical questions will be asked, and you'll have to show your work for how you arrived at the correct solution. The applications exam will be a little bit different. It will be completed through MyLabs Plus, and you'll be using Wolfram Alpha, that online website, to complete calculations, and instead you'll be focusing on setting up and then interpreting results. So the emphasis will be a little bit different there. You'll have the opportunity to improve some low exam scores. Your percentages on the final can replace your previous low score on either on both a theory and an applications exam, assuming you score higher on the final. Practice exams are also going to be available to help you prepare for both portions of the exam, and we'll talk a little bit more about those once we get closer. The exam dates are provided here. You'll see a range of dates for each exam. All assignments in this class are going to run from Tuesday to Tuesday. So new assignments will always open up on Tuesdays, or with the exception of this first week, things are opening on Monday. But after that, assignments will open up on Tuesday and be due the following Tuesday night. So you'll have a little over a week to complete all assignments. You've got the breakdown of the grading structure, some important dates to keep in mind, including Thanksgiving break. And then what we have is the weekly course schedule. So this is going to show a consistent pattern throughout the semester of covering 3 modules worth of material. The first 2 modules we cover will be those theory concepts, so more traditional math problems. We're working things out with pencil and paper. And then there will be a 3rd week where we're talking about applications topics. So whenever we take the theory portion of the exam, those portions will cover the first 2 weeks. The applications portion will cover that 3rd week. But the theory and applications portion of the exam will happen exclusively in their own week. So on an exam week, there will be no new material we're covering, simply spending time reviewing those previous concepts and preparing to come in and complete both portions of the exam. Again, we'll see that pattern repeated: 2 weeks of theory content, a week of applications content, and then an exam covering that material. So please do take some time to go back, review the syllabus a little bit more in depth. If you have questions as you're working through things, feel free to reach out to me through email, call me in my office, or stop in my office hours. I'll be happy to see what I can do to assist you with things, but you're also going to be hearing from me through the announcements that get posted in the course, as well as individual emails, just checking in to see how you're progressing, how things are going for you. I hope this ends up being a great semester for everyone, but again, if you run into questions or problems, feel free to just contact me. Thanks.